what exactly are the hidden signals that you communicate and that make women look at you as an interesting man? Yeah, what makes you stand out of the gray mass? What makes it so that one man is perceived as an interesting, attractive, charismatic man while another man is not? Because maybe you've ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly attract a woman's attention, even when they're not the richest, when they're not the best looking, when they are not the most muscular guy in the room. And the answer is not what you think. Yeah, it's not in their wallet, it's not in their abs, it's not in their like their curvy jawline. It's in the way that they communicate, and the way that they communicate status. And today in this training, I'm going to show you why higher status signals are the real magnet for attraction, and how you can start sending them or communicating them no matter where you are starting from. Yeah, so no matter what it is that you have on your bank account. So in this training, you'll learn why status signals are the true foundation of attraction, how they work on a woman's subconscious, and why just being nice or just having money is not enough. And we're going to break down the 5 key ways to communicate higher status in social settings with practical steps that you can use immediately. So by the end of this training, you'll know exactly how to shift your focus from what you cannot control to what you can. Yeah, and start getting noticed for all the right reasons. Now, my name is Rink, and it's a very Dutch name. Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands, and outside of Holland, people call me Rick the Dutch guy, Rick Dutch. And I've spent years, 19 years now, studying what really makes men attractive to women. And not just in theory, but also in real world social settings. Yeah, I've been walking the path of growth as a man since 2004. That's 21 years now. And since 2009, I've been mentoring, coaching, teaching men on these specific areas of life: love, dating, relationships, breakups. And I've helped countless of men break free from some very limiting beliefs and to help them develop the kind of presence that turns heads and opens doors. And today I'm going to share the exact strategies that I know to work, because we taught them, not just me, but also my mentors and the guys that I've worked with. We taught them to many thousands of guys already in the years. So basically you can stop hiding and start standing out. And I find this a really important training, because many men have been led to believe that women are only attracted to men with money, to men with a chiseled body or a movie star face. Now, yes, I cannot disagree that these are, unimportant things. I mean, they are important. But to have that belief that it's only that, only money, only a body, or only a movie star face, that belief is not only limiting, but it's also untrue. Because if you look around in real life, if you look around you, when you are walking through the city center, for an example, you will notice countless examples of men who don't fit these stereotypes, but they have no trouble attracting a woman. They have no trouble having a solid relationship. And the real difference lies in the way that they carry themselves and the subtle signals that they send out in social situations. Yeah, it's not about what you have, it's about what you communicate. Now, another common misconception is that and I keep hearing this on a weekly basis, that being nice or just being yourself is enough to stand out. While, kindness and authenticity, yes, they are important, but they're not what initially captures a woman's attention in a crowded social setting. Yeah, if that's where you want to meet some women, you're going to have to go into a social setting. So there, being nice or just being yourself usually does not work. Because women are biologically wired to notice men who project higher status. Yeah, men who move with a certain level of confidence. Men who command respect. And men who seem comfortable in their own skin. Whether they are thin or even fat. I've actually, in the years, I've seen some fat guys doing really good things. They had some really nice ladies in their lives. But they were comfortable in their own skin. And these signals, they speak directly, not to her logical mind, but to her subconscious mind, triggering attraction on a level that goes far beyond looks or wealth. Look, it's easy to use what you don't have as an excuse to stay stuck. Yeah, man, we see it a lot, yeah, in the comments below our videos. Yeah, the men that say, well, if only I had more money, or if only I looked like that guy, like, I don't know, Brad Pitt, or like, what's that guy's name? Aquaman, or like Thor. Then I would be, then women would notice me. But this mindset keeps you hiding behind circumstances that you cannot control. So instead of focusing on, the powerful skills and charisma that you can actually develop right now, that's what you should focus on. And the truth is that status is something that you can build and you can communicate, regardless of your bank account and regardless of your genetics. Yeah? So imagine what would happen if you stopped worrying about what you lack and started investing time, energy in what you can actually change. Because charisma and social intelligence and the ability to communicate higher status signals, those are learnable skills. Yeah? And in this training, I'm going to show you exactly how to develop and project those signals so that you can walk into any room and instantly at least attract attention. Not because of what you own or how you look, but because of who you are and how you make others feel, how you make women feel. So let's leave your old beliefs behind. Yeah, open up your mind a little bit, make some notes, write down your questions, leave your questions down below so that we can dive into them. But let's take the first step. And the first step is to understand what status really means. And let me just grab the book. For everybody that wants to understand more about what I'm going to talk about, read this book. Yeah, it's not my book. I have no affiliate link. Yeah, but I tell everybody to read this book, The Evolution of Desire, Strategies of Human Mating by David Buss. It's a very interesting book, and everything that I'm teaching you right now has its basis in this book. Yeah? Because we know what works. Yeah, that book is about 40, maybe even 50 years of research done worldwide on how human beings use different strategies to get what they want, to get what we want. And one big thing that you'll learn from that book is that status is a very big attraction factor. Now, status is not about money. Status is not about looks. Status is not necessarily about possessions. It's about the way that you make others feel in your presence. Because when you look at high status men, what do they usually project? What do they usually communicate? It's confidence, it's self-assurance, it's a sense of ease, regardless of their circumstances. So when you walk into a room and you carry yourself with certainty, with self-assurance, confidence, and with a certain sense of ease, people will notice. Yeah, it's a natural thing. Our brains respond to those signals. And women in particular are wired to pick up on these cues. And without even realizing it. So when you walk in and you don't even say anything, you still exude confidence. Yeah, you still exude self-assurance. You still communicate a certain level of ease. You automatically communicate the right signals around you, and women will notice. Men will notice. Yeah, you too. You notice it when a guy like that comes in. And the reason for this is that status is such a powerful thing, and it's rooted in evolutionary psychology. For thousands of years, women have been drawn to men who navigate through social hierarchies, and upwards, and those men command respect and provide security, not just physical or financial, but also emotional and social. So when you communicate status, you signal that you are a man who can handle life's challenges, that you can lead other men, that you can lead other women, that you can thrive in any environment. That's basically what you communicate when you walk in like a higher status man, like you are a man who is respected, who is at ease, who is confident, who is emotionally stable, not emotionally vulnerable. Yeah, and it's important to realize that status is relative and contextual. You don't have to be the richest or most powerful man in the world. It helps, but you don't have to be that person. Yeah, you just need to project higher status than the ones around you in a given setting. And this can be accomplished through your body language, your voice, your ability to connect with others, and your willingness to take up space and own your presence. So I'm pretty sure that you've experienced it already when you are in a room, let's say a birthday party. And then you have this man walking in, and there's something about him. You don't know what it is, but there's something about him, and you notice him. He's like the most charismatic guy in the room. Why is that? Why exactly is that? Sometimes those guys don't even have money, don't have a muscular body. They don't have the Aquaman body, the Thor body. But they have this presence. And they own it. They know who they are. They are comfortable in their skin. They exude confidence. They're social. So they're perceived as charismatic. Yeah, and that's what you need to understand. So what you'll notice is that even though he's not the most handsome guy, the best chiseled body, or has the money, people are still drawn to that person. And it's because of the aura that he carries around him. Yeah? And what you have to understand is that status is about how you see yourself and how you invite others to see you. Yeah, and when you believe in your own value and communicate it in a very chilled way, then people will respond. Yeah, women are especially attuned to these signals, and they will notice you long before you even say a word. So, how can you put this in action? What can you do to take action on this point? Yeah, it's reflect on moments when you felt truly confident and respected. What exactly was it that you were doing? How did you carry yourself? How did you feel? What did you communicate inside and outward? Reflect on those moments. Write these down. That's what you should focus on. That's what you should be doing more often. Another thing that you can do is practice walking into a room with your head held high, your shoulders back, relaxed, open posture, and just a slight smile on your face. Instead of what most men usually do when they walk into a social setting, and they look down, and they make themselves small, they hunch over. No, take up your space. Literally, when you walk into a room, stand still for a moment. Yeah, it's your grand entrance, and then you walk in like you own the place. And what the other thing that you can do is start noticing higher status men around you. And not for their looks, but how do they move? How do they speak? How do they interact with other people? What can you learn from it? What can you learn from them that you can implement right away? I hope you're making notes, brother. Step 2, master your body language. Body language is super important, especially if you want to be perceived as a more charismatic or interesting or attractive man. Yeah, your body language is the first thing that people notice about you, and it's the most intimate, or not intimate, immediate way, yeah, the most direct way to communicate status. So what do high status men do? Well, they move with purpose. They take up space. They use gestures that are calm but controlled, but they speak with their hands. They don't fidget, they don't shrink, they don't make themselves small. They don't hide behind the bar in a dark corner. Instead, they project comfort in their own skin. And that's what instantly draws attention. Like, do this as a social experiment. Walk in a room and try to make yourself a little bit smaller. Yeah, try to hide yourself. Try to look down and see what happens around you, how people look at you. Then walk into the room again, relaxed, large, yeah, make yourself large, take up your space, smile, make eye contact with people, and see their reactions then. You will notice a difference. Yeah, and you have to understand that confident body language is not about being dominating. Yeah, it's not about you pushing people around or, no, that's not it. Confident body language is about being relaxed, being grounded. Yeah, when you stand tall, make steady eye contact. Yeah, with people on YouTube, with people on TikTok, with people in the Facebook group. When you make steady eye contact and you move deliberately, you signal that you are comfortable wherever you are, whoever's around you. And this puts others at ease and makes you appear more attractive and more trustworthy. Isn't that something? And women are especially sensitive to these non-verbal cues. Even before you speak, your posture, your facial expressions, the way you enter a room, they already tell a story about you. and about your self-worth. And if you want to be seen as a interesting man, a man that's possibly worth investing time in to get to know, because he might be interesting, because he exudes something, he has an aura around him. Yeah, if you want to be seen as that man, as a higher status man, you need to become aware of the signals that you are sending and make sure that they align with the message that you want to communicate. And the good news is that body language is a skill that you can practice and improve. With consistent effort, you can retrain your habits and start projecting and communicating the kind of presence that commands attention, that commands respect. Yeah, no matter how high you are, how you're built, or what your background is. Yeah, so for an example, start practicing with standing and sitting in an upright posture, instead of what most people nowadays do when they sit somewhere. You know what this does to your posture, by the way? Just look at this. I see more and more guys walking around like this. They have this bulge in their neck. It's crazy. I see more and more of them. I think this is the thing that causes it, you know? Because most people are hunched over. Don't do that. Stand upright. Sit upright. Avoid crossing your arms. Avoid hunching your shoulders. Yeah, you can go to, I don't know, one of those websites where you can buy, how do you call that in English? It's like a harness, and you strap it on, and it pulls your shoulders back, and it aligns your spine a little bit more. If you need it, you need it. Yeah, and so invest in one of those. Go to the gym, train your shoulders, train your back muscles. And make a habit of holding eye contact just a little longer than feels comfortable. Yeah, and add a relaxed smile. And maybe you could even record yourself walking into a room or talking to someone. Then review the footage to spot the areas where you can improve your body language. You know, invest some time in yourself. Improve, grow. Step 3, speak with authority and speak with purpose. The way you speak is another powerful indicator of status. High status man, interesting man, charismatic man use their voice deliberately. Yeah, they speak clearly and at at a certain, it has a certain pace and it has conviction. Yeah, they don't rush their words or mumble. Yeah, instead, they project their voice and speak as if they expect to be heard. This vocal presence makes people pay attention to you, and it signals that you are used to being listened to. One of the things how I trained it is by, first of all, you're recording videos, doing these trainings, but also my kickboxing trainings. Like we have 20 to 30 guys in a room. So sometimes, I have to speak loud, speak clearly. So maybe you should record videos. Maybe you should start giving trainings. I don't know. Do something. There's how do you call that? Toastmasters. Go check those out. Toastmasters. I'm pretty sure that there's a Toastmasters somewhere near where you live, where you can train your public speaking skills. Because authority in your speech is important, and it's not about being loud. It's not about being overbearing. It's about being calm, being clear, being intentional, And when you speak with purpose, you show that you value your own words and that you expect others to do the same. And that's one of the things that I learned from teaching kickboxing trainings. Like when I speak, you are silent. Otherwise, I have to keep repeating myself. That's not because I want to be the big guy. No, I'm sharing information and I want to be clear and I want to be intentional. So I have to speak with purpose. I have to speak in loud, clear, but loud but not screaming. If that makes sense. Yeah, and this kind of communication, especially when you do it in a social setting, yeah, when you speak calmly, you make eye contact, you let your words do the traveling instead of you backing forward every time you want to say something. That way of communicating is magnetic. Yeah, again, especially in a social setting where all the people are constantly trying to get that attention, that social attention. And what you have to understand is that women are drawn to men who can also hold conversation with confidence and who are not afraid to express their opinions. And this does not mean that you have to dominate every discussion and that you have to always be right. Those people are annoying. Nobody wants to have a fun conversation with a person who has to be right, who always has to dominate the discussion. But it does mean that you should avoid apologizing for your presence or second guessing yourself. Like when you speak, do so from a place of certainty, from a stable, emotionally stable frame. Yeah, from a place of self-assurance, but also from a place of sincere curiosity. Like, you know that your opinion stands strong, but hey, I'm still open to hearing your opinion. Please share it. Maybe you make me think, maybe rethink my opinion if you come with something really good. So always be curious and allow for other opinions, yeah? And developing a strong, attractive voice is a matter of practice. Yeah, the more you put yourself out there in social situations and challenge yourself to speak up, the more natural it will become. And over time, you will notice people responding differently to you. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you are now communicating your value way more effectively. Hey, how amazing would that be? So practice speaking slowly. Practice speaking clearly, like I clearly have to do. Yeah, I'm Dutch. Dutch people, we mumble and we talk from our throat. Yeah, like so we speak like this a lot. Yeah, like in a very monotonous way. But when we speak in a monotonous way from our throat in a social setting, people will not hear you. So I have to up my volume a little bit. I have to add a certain rhythm. I have to use my vocal cords more. I have to go up and down. Yeah, that's what you do when you want to speak. Become a better speaker. That's what you need to work on. Maybe one of the things that you can do is record your voice and listen for areas where you can add more warmth. Yeah, a little bit, speak a little bit softer and add a little bit more warmth. Or maybe you should focus on adding more clarity or speaking with more authority instead of authority. Please look at me as someone who has authority. No, you are a person that speaks with authority. Yeah, these are all communication skills. Yeah, and challenge yourself to start conversations in group settings. Group settings is where you can learn and develop the most. And focus on projecting your voice and speaking with intention. And the more you do it, the better your communication skills will become. Yeah, and the more charismatic and higher status you will be perceived as. My coffee is cold. Step 4, build social proof and add value to groups. Yeah, I ended with that point, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it right now, because one of the most powerful ways to communicate status is through social proof. Social proof, if you don't know what it is, Google it. Yeah, you'll learn a lot and how important it is. Social proof is being seen as valuable and as respected by others. And when you're surrounded by friends, if you're engaged in lively conversations, or if you are the center of positive attention, you will automatically appear higher status. Especially women, they notice how others respond to you. That's where they get so much of their information from. That's why I keep screaming out there, guys, forget about online dating. Online dating sucks, and you cannot reach the same depth and width as online as you can in a social setting, because a woman is hardwired to look at your behavior, to look at her friends, her peer group, and how they respond to you and how you respond to them. And that's where she takes a lot of valuable information from. Not logically, not consciously. That all happens subconsciously. But she needs to see you in a social environment. Like, is he the center of positive attention, or is he disregarded by my male friends? Yeah, and that's where she makes the calculation based upon. Women notice how others respond to you. Women notice how the room responds to you, how they look at you, how they, when you pass by, do they move away or not? Or, it's all these little signals that she takes into her calculation. And this influences her perception of your attractiveness. If you want to be a more attractive person, attractive man, you have to get your ass out of the house, away from the dating apps, and into social settings, because that's where you develop your social skills, and that's where you learn how to communicate the right signals. Social proof is not about being the loudest or not even the most popular person in the room. It's about building connections and contributing to the group dynamic. Higher status men, attractive men, charismatic men are often the ones who bring people together. They are often the ones that make others feel included. They are often the ones that add value to every interaction that they become a part of. And this makes them magnetic. Not just to women, by the way, but to everyone around them. Yeah, and you can start building social proof by being proactive in social situations. Introduce people to each other. Share interesting stories. That's why you have to get out of the house, by the way, and live life so that you can experience life and experience adventures so that you have something interesting to talk about. Yeah, and you have to look for ways to make other people feel good. And the more that you invest in your social circle, the more your status will grow and the more attractive you will become. Simply by adding value to a social setting. Yeah, remember, social proof is something that you can cultivate over time. And it's not about faking popularity. Yeah, but it's about genuinely becoming someone that others enjoy being around. And as your social value increases, so will your ability to attract attention and attract interest from women. So make it a habit to introduce people to each other in group settings. That's how you position yourself as a connector. Yeah? Share stories or share insights. Share anecdotes that add value to conversations rather than trying to impress or trying to dominate the conversation. And focus on making others feel good in your presence. Compliment them, encourage them, include people in the group dynamic, make eye contact with everyone. And if you notice that someone is being left out, yeah, because they're maybe a little bit shy or introvert, ask them a question. Hey, we're talking about this. What is your opinion? Like, pull them in. It will make them feel good, and it will make you seem as a nicer person and a more charismatic person. They will remember you for it. Yeah, so do it. These are simple steps, guys. You can do this right away. You can do this today even. Well, you have to get your ass out of the house. Yeah, and into social settings. That's where you develop these skills. Step 5, project emotional stability. Yeah, not vulnerability, stability, and project non-neediness. One of the most attractive status signal that you can communicate is emotional stability. Man, I'm on a holy war, by the way. Fighting against men working on becoming emotional vulnerable, because I see the shit that those guys send me. There's screenshots of when they get ghosted after being vulnerable. Yeah, you don't need vulnerability. You are already vulnerable. You need emotional stability. You have to become emotionally stable, because higher status men are calm under pressure. They are unshaken by setbacks. If shit hits the fan, it doesn't bother them. If a woman throws a shit test their way, they pass it with a smile. Because a shit test is an emotional test, which you will have to go through when dealing with women. They will test you. It's in their nature. It's not because they're psychopathic. They will test you. They will test your emotional stability. Yeah, and they want to feel the emotion of comfort and calmness when they test you. So you have to be calm under pressure, unshaken by setbacks. Yeah, you have to not seek validation from others. That emotional validation that lower status guys constantly look for. Yeah, and higher status men project a sense of inner security, emotional inner security that makes people feel safe and therefore drawn to them. Why? Because it's safe to be in the same room with a man that's emotionally stable. Women in particular are really highly attuned to this very specific quality, because it signals emotional strength and reliability. And non-neediness is the opposite of desperation. Yeah, when you are not chasing approval or trying to impress anyone, you become infinitely more attractive. Higher status men are comfortable with themselves. They don't need to prove anything. And whether or not they, have a belly, whether or not they didn't groom correctly, whether or not they have a big bank account or not, they are still comfortable with themselves and they don't feel the need to prove anything. They can walk away from situations that don't serve them, and they do not get emotionally kicked underneath their hairy, sweaty balls when they get rejected by women or criticized by whoever. Emotional stability also means being able to handle social pressure. Again, and that's what you need to communicate. And that's why you need to get your ass in social settings so that you can learn how to deal with social pressure. Your woman, the woman that decides that she wants to be in a long-term relationship with you and give you access to her eggs and provide you with some fantastic children. I hope so for you. I became a father again 9 months ago. I love it. I suggest every man aims to become a father. It's amazing. But you have to be able to deal with pressure. You have to be able to deal with the emotional instability that kids bring into your life. You have to remain composed. You have to remain centered and a beacon of stability. Your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, she will look to you for emotional stability. And before she does that, before she gives you access, she wants to know who you are, which is why she tests you, emotionally tests you. But before she emotionally tests you, she wants to see you in a social setting, or in social interactions with others, before she can even become interested and attracted to you. She needs to read who you are. And you can only communicate that in a social setting. You have to have a little bit of game. Because then she'll know that you are a man who's authentically, emotionally stable. And you know what? This kind of presence, especially right now, with the state of manhood, I'm not happy to say this. I don't say this to feel good. But I see what men are doing right now, especially the younger generations, because they knock on our doors. So I see where the state is of men, and now I understand that emotional stability is rare. And an emotional stable man who is centered and is grounded and who has a strong emotional frame is very valuable. And women know this. Women know this. I speak to a lot of women on a weekly basis. I keep repeating myself. I'm a salsa dancer. I teach kickboxing trainings to women. Like, there's a lot of women around me, and we talk about these things. And I do hear it a lot. Where are the real men at? What do they mean with that? An emotionally stable man. When you are emotionally stable, it sets you apart from all the men who are constantly seeking external validation, who are using vulnerability as a mating strategy, which is not working. Complaining, crying, showing that they're in touch with their feminine side. Guys, it's not working. It's a lie that you've been, that you've been led to believe. Developing emotional stability is one of the best things that you can do. And it's a lifelong journey. But every step that you take makes you more interesting, makes you more charismatic, makes you more magnetic. And the more you invest in your own growth and your self-worth, the more naturally you'll project the kind of status that women find irresistible and that men find interesting to be around as well. Yeah, so how can you accomplish this? Well, practice mindfulness, for an example, or meditation to build emotional awareness, to build resilience. I always tell guys, go and train a martial art, and then especially a martial art where you have to spar with other guys and where you can get punched. Yeah, so kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. Like it will help you build up emotional resilience. Remind yourself regularly that you don't need anyone's approval to feel good about yourself. Feeling good about yourself is a choice. It's a choice that you make, and you have the responsibility to make that choice. And when faced with social pressure or even rejection, take a deep breath, stay calm, and focus on that what you can control. Look, to truly attract people's attention, to truly being perceived as a charismatic or attractive man, yeah, and attract a woman's attention, forget the myths, forget the lies or the non-serving beliefs about money, looks, or being just a nice guy. Focus instead on communicating the right higher status through your body language, your voice, your social value, your emotional stability. Yeah, because these are the signals that speak directly to her subconscious, and they make you stand out in any social setting. And every man can develop these skills. And the sooner you start, the sooner you will see results. And every day that you spend worrying about what you don't have is a day that you miss out on real connection and attraction. And there are men out there right now building their status and becoming the kind of man that, you know, the quality ladies are noticing and pursuing. So don't let your old beliefs keep you from this, keep you from playing the game, from dancing the dance, from stepping on the playing field. Take control over your social destiny and start sending the right signals, the signals that matter. And brother, if you are ready to stop hiding behind excuses and start building up a real life, you know, a thriving life, a life that you can be proud of, and build some attraction, feel free to dive into the rest of our trainings on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share with friends who need to hear the truth about what really attracts women. And we are creating a community of men right now online. We've launched our new online community 3 weeks ago. If you want to be part of that, if you want to follow or attend free trainings, Q&A sessions, networking calls, yeah, where we can make new friends. If you want to ask your questions, if you want to discuss certain beliefs that keep you stuck, you're more than welcome to join us. Send me a message one way or the other, and I will get you the link. It's for free. Yeah, but be a part of it. Don't be one of the guys that stands on the sidelines. Yeah, be a part of it. That's how you get the value, and that's how you grow. Yeah, and together we can do this. And remember, man, you have far more control over your attractiveness than what you think. And it's not about what you have. It's not about what you were born with. It's about what you choose to develop. So start communicating higher status today and watch how quickly your social world transforms. So go out there today and show yourself what you're really made of. Brother, with a lot of love, I will see you in the next training.